We flew to Dublin from Riga with Ryanair, and it was a pretty long flight, considering we didn't leave Europe. It took us a bit more than 3 hours to land on this amazing island that, honestly, I didn't know much about before we arrived, except that the whole world is in love with Irish pubs and St. Patrick's Day. First day, we went on a bus tour to visit some countryside castles, but the weather was incredibly windy, just as strong as it can get in the northern part of Europe. So, it was too risky for me to put out the filming equipment, like camera on a tripod, and film with such a strong wind. And after the day excursion, we spent 3 days exploring the capital of Ireland, Dublin. The whole trip happened in February, so don't be surprised by my winter clothes. Our hotel was located near to the city's famous St. Patrick's Cathedral, so that was the first place we visited in the morning. To visit this holy Irish place, you have to purchase a ticket for €8. St. Patrick's Cathedral has been part of Ireland's history for over 800 years, and today is one of the most important places to visit in Dublin. It was built between 1220 and 1260 in honor of Ireland's patron, St. Patrick. It is also one of the few buildings left from medieval Dublin. The place where the cathedral is built is also not chosen by accident. It is believed that St. Patrick baptized Christian converts exactly here on this site 1500 years ago. Today, the cathedral is hosting a number of public national ceremonies. Interesting fact is that over 500 important people for Irish history are buried under the cathedral floor or in the graveyard outside, like for example, the author of famous novel Gulliver's Travels, writer Jonathan Swift. You may be wondering, why are these flags hanging here? In the 18th and 19th centuries, large portions of the British Army was made up of Irish men. In the early 20th century, following the founding of the Free State of Ireland, the number of Irish regiments fell drastically down, and they were disbanded over time. In order to remember the men who had died while serving in these regiments, the flags of the regiment are traditionally hung within the church. Today, people are debating, should they preserve the flags and put them to a safer place as an important part of the Irish history, where they would be not affected by the light as they are now in the cathedral, or should they follow the tradition and leave the flags inside the cathedral? After Cathedral, we visited the Dublin Castle and the Christ Church Cathedral, but I will share that with you in the next video. Dear friends, I really enjoyed the first hours in Dublin. The city had a different vibe than the one that I'm used to seeing in other European cities. It felt like a combination of London and Copenhagen, mixed with the impressions of the smaller towns of the USA that I only know from the Hollywood movies. Although Ireland is a northwest European country, I still felt a bit like outside of Europe. Maybe because of the large Atlantic Ocean that surrounds Ireland, the Europe felt suddenly so far. Oh yeah, here are some cute party accessories for the big celebration of St. Patrick's Day. A cultural and religious celebration held on 17th of March, the traditional death date of St. Patrick, the foremost patron saint of Ireland. Okay, and now meet Molly, the statue that portrays a busty young woman in 17th century dress. Molly Malone is a popular song set in Dublin, which has become an unofficial anthem. The tradition among Dubliners says that by rubbing Molly's breasts, it will bring you luck. That's why everyone was trying to rub her already shiny breasts from all the rubbing. Don't worry, we rubbed them too. Now, Ireland wouldn't be Ireland without visiting some Irish pubs. So, our Dublin story continues towards River Liffey, in the heart of Dublin, where the famous Temple Bar district is located. Ah yeah, this looked like so much fun. Love it. Anyway, Temple Bar is often described as Dublin's Bohemian Quarter, and I was really excited to see how the original Irish pub looks like. And there, the choice of pubs is just endless. It is a very lively neighborhood where history, art, entertainment, and culinary specialties meet, and the best place to hear live Irish folk music. The biggest attraction to visit here is the iconic and one of the oldest pubs in the neighborhood, the Temple Bar Pub, who dates back to 1840. I really loved the red design. It looks so cute and photogenic. It reminded me a lot on some streets that I saw in London. Inside, it was very crowded, as expected, so we didn't stay for long, but the atmosphere was really great. The Temple Bar Pub is also one of the largest whiskey collections in Ireland. After the Bohemian district, it was time for going to college. And I mean by that, visiting the great Trinity College of Dublin. Visiting the Trinity College brought back some nice memories from my student period, when life was all about learning and partying. And while I never stopped learning and partying anyway, I will teach you now the history of Trinity College. It was founded by Queen Elizabeth I in 1592 as the mother of university that was modeled after the collegiate universities of Oxford and Cambridge. It is widely considered as one of Europe's elite universities. The university has educated many of Ireland's most successful authors, including Oscar Wilde, Sally Rooney, Samuel Beckett, and many others. Trinity College of Dublin is also a home to the old library building, where the Book of Kells is kept. It is a precious 9th century manuscript featuring an exquisite combination of ornate Latin text and intricate illustrations that you can see in this permanent exhibition. Incredible, right? And while it was forbidden to film the original book that is displayed in a separate dark room, next room that we visited inside the college was the library. My friends, I have to tell you, if you only have 1 hour to spend in Dublin, this is the place to visit. This so-called long room is a home to 250,000 of Trinity College's most ancient books. I think this is the most beautiful library in the world, at least from the ones I saw till now. Please, write down in the comments, did you ever see such a splendid room with books like this one? As you know, I am a huge book, art and history lover, so being here in this library was like visiting Disneyland for some people. Even now, while editing this video and writing this text, I'm still overwhelmed by the beauty of this room. I could have spent hours and hours here. After walking already for hours, we made a small break in the nearby Marks and Spencer shop, where up on the last floor they have a nice restaurant with good food, great coffee and delicious cakes. Oops, I forgot my tripod in the frame. Happens. And the walk continues. To tell you a bit more about the Republic of Ireland, it is a home to around 5 million people, with the most people based in its capital, Dublin, around 1.2 million people. Irish is the national language and the first official language of the country, but English, the second official language, is the dominant language. On 6th of December 1921, the Anglo-Irish Treaty was signed between Irish Republican and British leaders when a self-governing Irish Free State was established. This is the statue of James Joyce, Irish famous novelist. And this is the Spire of Dublin, a large stainless steel 120 meters high monument located on O'Connell Street, nice avenue for shopping. Time for dinner! After having some spicy chicken wings with pomfret, we joined the amazing Dublin night scene. It was a Friday night, the pubs were full with people. Music was coming from everywhere, it was such a good mood. We ended up in a disco pub where we danced the whole night. And Irish people were so friendly, open and funny, we had really an amazing time. Beside the Trinity College Library, I would come back to Dublin because of the amazing pub nightlife scene. Next morning, we started walking towards the River Liffey promenade. And on the way to there, we passed by many residential houses with these beautifully looking doors. The vibrantly covered doors of Georgian architecture style of buildings have become an important and instantly recognizable visual symbol of Dublin. I found the style of the doors very special and unique, no matter if they are painted green, blue, or red. Also, there is a short story about the cover of the doors. When Queen Victoria ordered the Irish people to paint their doors black in mourning, bright colored doors, especially red ones, were a sign of rebellion. This is River Liffey Bank. The River Liffey in Dublin City has been used for many centuries for trade, from the Viking beginnings of the city up to recent times. We didn't walk here for long, because it got very windy, but we noticed this beautifully designed monument called the Famine Memorial. The monument had a really sad vibe, and here is why. The famine statutes that were presented to the city of Dublin in 1997 commemorate the Great Famine of the mid-19th century. During the famine, approximately 1 million people died and 1 million more immigrated from Ireland, especially to USA and Canada, causing the island's population to fall by between 20 to 25%. No event in history has had a more profound effect on Ireland and the worldwide Irish community than that of the Great Irish Famine that occurred between 1845 and 1849. Now, our next stop was Oscar Wilde Monument. Famous Irish author of one of my favorite books of all time, The Picture of Dorian Gray. His family home is located just across the street that you can visit if you have time. The monument stands in this cute little park called Merrion Square Park. Really nice monument. Okay, let's move on, Mr. Oscar Wilde. This may sound weird to you, but our next stop is Stephen's Green Shopping Mall. Now, you are thinking, Yoda, I don't want to go shopping when in Dublin. And I got it, me neither. But checking out this stunning modern architecture design of Stephen's Green Shopping Center is a must. It is located in pedestrian city center area, and they even have a nice greenhouse restaurant where you can eat. I really like how they incorporated glass and nature in the middle of the city. After that, just across the street is located Stephen's Green Park, where you can relax a bit, walk, and have fun with ducks and swans, just like I usually do in Nuremberg. After having some delicious coffee in a local coffee shop, following our tradition of visiting coffee shops while being in a foreign city, we ended up again next to the Liffey River, where we admired this white cute bridge called Halfpenny Bridge. Hope I'm pronouncing it right. It is a pedestrian bridge built in far 1816 of cast iron, and you can really make some cool photos here. You also have a nice view over the city, as well as these palms. Yep, these are palms in Ireland, north of Europe, but they are not really palms. If I understood it good, they look like tropical palms, but are actually not the real palms that we know. Please, if you know something more about these palms, feel free to write down in the comment. I would like to learn more about it. As the night was slowly approaching, we stayed more in the center, where we had fun in Temple Bar district with a lot of live Irish music. But we also took a walk next to the river promenade, where we noticed, I think, the most cool garbage bin I ever saw in my life. I know, it's funny to talk about the garbage bins in the video, but look, these are the smartest garbage bins I ever saw. So, these smart bins have a red or green light, depending if they are full or not. If they have a red light, they won't even open when you step on the pedal. And if they have a green light, you can freely throw your trash. Smart thing, isn't it? This was a beautiful night in Dublin, with some new friends just sitting around. Okay friends, the last third day in Dublin, we started early in the morning, because we had to drive a bit more far from the center. Finally, we also had a reason to drive with these awesome double-decker buses that we were seeing everywhere in the city. Of course, we had to sit up and front for the best view. So, our destination of the morning was the famous Dublin's Kilmainham Jail. Okay, maybe most of you never heard about this jail, but probably saw it in many of the Hollywood movies, like I did. We're talking about classics like The Italian Job, or movies like Michael Collins, or The Whistleblower, or In the Name of the Father, and the list goes on and on. Kilmainham Jail opened in 1796 as the new county jail for Dublin. While thousands of men, women and children were held here for common criminals that ranged from minor offenses, some of them were being involved in some of the most momentous events in Irish history, like many political prisoners who were involved in Ireland's struggle for independence. This room, by the way, is the most exciting room from all of them, the one recognizable in the movies. The jail was closed in 1924, but was preserved as a national monument in the 1960s. You can only visit the jail by guided tour, so to avoid sold-out tickets, We pre-booked our tickets online. This is the famous courtroom. It felt pretty weird to be in a jail. After we went out of the jail, we passed by the Guinness Beer Storehouse, and I may disappoint some of you, but I really wasn't interested in going there. Sorry, beer fans out there. So we headed down back to the center, where we again saw many double-deckers, and again these awesome smart garbage bins. Green light means bin is not full. So cool. Before going to the airport to fly back home, we made a break in this cute pink-looking bakehouse, where we ate a bit, drank coffee, and summed up the impressions of Ireland. Tastes good as usual. My friends, hope you enjoyed the Dublin tour as I did. I loved the city very much and would love to come back here, maybe to experience St. Patrick's Day festival. Who knows? We'll see. Take care and see you in the next video. Bye bye!